And welcome once again to Life That Matters. You've probably forgotten all about who I am, but we're going to get you caught up. My name is Dr. Sharon Norris Elliott, and this is Life That Matters. I am today with my superior and wonderful co-host, Laura Simon.
Hi there.
Hey, and we have been away.
We've been away
for a while. So what we're going to do is get you caught up. We're back.
We're back. We're back.
And we're going to get you caught up on what's been going on.
What's been going on with you?
You know, what's been going on with you?
Oh, I got a lot. You got a lot.
I know. There's been a lot.
Yeah.
Now, when we left off, we were talking about other people's kids and our own. All right.
And there's still something else.
Yeah, and there's still something else. And we had a lot of you, thank you, audience. We had a lot of you who were watching and, you know.
Wanting to know about the kids.
Yes, being with us. My newest book had come out. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
When how they're living is not how you raise them.
Not at all.
Okay. And we have been talking about this book quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get back to that.
Right.
But if you were to ask me,
if I were to ask you, Sharon, what's been going on with you?
Yeah.
What's been going on?
Is my husband decided to leave me.
He left you, girl.
He left. Yeah. And he moved to glory.
He moved to glory.
He left.
He like move.
He left me for a better partner.
Yeah.
You know.
He did.
My gosh. Yeah. So I have been away because my dear sweet James.
Yeah.
He took ill.
Right.
And so
that was going on.
It had been going on.
Yeah.
But we found out there was,
more.
Yeah, the nasty cancer word.
Yeah.
And so I got the honor of walking him home.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. And you stopped the show.
Yeah, I had to stop the show. So lesson number 1 in our program today.
Because there's a lot of lessons.
Right. Is I know there are a lot of ladies watching this show.
Yeah,
there might be some guys too, but ladies, let me tell you for sure. You can have it all, but you cannot have it all at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah. There are seasons. And that season was for me to take care of James.
Right.
You know?
And we had kind of talked about that before you started the show back after the little hiatus. And then you decided, you know what, when he got a little sicker, you're like, let's just stop for a little while.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be with him.
Yeah.
And that's what you did. That was your season of taking care of James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had taken care of us. See, I had a good husband.
You did. You
like you
look,
have.
Look, shine
husband.
on. But
like you have a good husband.
Yeah. Look at here.
Look at
my
here.
husband is good, but
no, look now. Anyway, I had a good husband, and he took care of everything. I mean, from the moment that
just keep your eye on that left hand.
But from the moment we met.
Yeah, he did.
He was one of those guys, right?
He really was.
And I really believe that that's what a husband
supposed to do.
Is supposed to do.
Take care of the wife.
He took care of me. He took care of the kids. He took care of the house.
Your friends.
He took care of my friends. He took care. He
did.
He was there, right? And so I miss him. Like
I know.
Whew.
I know. It's really weird to have you just take it for granted that they're always there. I think about that after, Tony had the strokes and the quintuple bypass after the heart attack. So I think of that. And I think of you guys as, James and Sharon, 1 and 2.
Right.
And so
thing 1 and thing 2.
Yeah,
right?
thing 1 and thing 2.
Yeah.
So when he got sick, it was really weird is not the right word, but
weird is the right word.
It was a little weird, and then it's just unusual to see you like that.
Yeah. And my youngest son, Mark, graciously pointed out, Mom, you have not been alone since college. Thank you, Mark. I wanted to think about that.
You wanted to think about
And
that.
and then when I went back to think about that, I really wasn't alone then. I was still living in the dorm, but I didn't have a roommate.
Yeah.
And when I graduated from college, I went back home. And then I lived at home with my
For a
parents
little bit with your parents.
until I got married.
So from dad's house to husband's house.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, yeah, this is a new season.
New adventure.
Yes. A new adventure. Yes.
Yeah.
And so, how do you navigate?
How do
now
you
some of you
navigate?
might be thinking, well, she's just smiling and laughing and everything. Well, yeah, because the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Your
I
strength.
said that before James died, and guess what? It's true still.
Yeah. But you do have, now, if you're honest with everyone, you do have your moments.
You want me to be honest with everyone?
I do.
That Lord Simon.
I do. Because you know what?
Yeah.
Even for me, when Tony was in the hospital, everybody, you guys were calling me, asking me if I needed anything, if I was all right, do I need to do anything? Okay, that's good, right? It was, it is,
Yep.
it was. But still, sometimes it was just me and God at the house.
Right.
And sometimes you have to, not that I wasn't, the joy of the Lord is your strength.
Right.
I get that. And as believers, we need to share that with other folks.
Right.
But there are days.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And we've got to get to, I call it get to the Christianity that is the real Christianity.
There you go. Say that.
Okay.
Say that.
Every day is not Disneyland.
There you go. Right. It's because it's not.
It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah.
I keep busy. Now, it's weird with me though, because I'm busy anyway.
Right.
Right. So I'm not keeping busy just to not think. Right. About.
But you're busy
grief or
already.
whatever. I'm busy already.
Right.
And it helps when you know that what you're doing in your life is what God's purposed you to do.
Right. And it's going to get you to where you're supposed to be, which is where James is now.
Exactly. And the way I like to say it is because I'm trying to get to heaven.
Right. You're trying to get there too.
Straight up. I'm trying
You're
to
trying to get there too.
What God's asked me to do.
Right.
Right. And when you're doing what God asked you to do, you can't be down in the dumps.
Right.
Unless you're Jeremiah, the weeping prophet, but we're not going there.
No, we're not going to be that.
We're not talking about that, right?
We're not talking about
So, no, I miss James. Little things. Like I drove past a restaurant we used to go to a lot. And I'm like, okay, Misty, okay.
breathe.
Things like that, in church. Okay, he was a deacon and I'm on the ministerial staff.
Okay.
So we don't do it anymore, sit up on the pulpit.
Okay.
Because our church has progressed and we have a big screen and, the whole thing now.
So the people can see you all over the world.
However, back just a few years ago, this COVID thing wasn't that long ago.
No, not that long ago.
Back just a few years ago, the ministers were sitting up on the pulpit.
Okay.
Right?
They were up.
And looking out at the congregation.
Right, like this.
And the deacons would come forward to collect offering at offering time. And they would also come forward. We did communion on the first Sunday.
Right.
And they would come forward to,
distribute the elements.
Well, James would come up and it would be time to be praying, right? And he would come up and he'd be winking at me.
Oh,
it's
that
so
is
cute.
so
it's
sweet.
So sweet. You in church. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's right. So yeah, this show today is, kind of a dedicated,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To him, his memory, as well as, what can we learn?
That part, the
I'm
lessons.
starting to
What can you,
learn about,
just a
yeah,
couple of things.
yeah.
What have you learned?
I'm starting to learn about grief, and I'm starting to learn about being, shall I say it, because I had to get used to it, a widow.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What the what?
See, again, right? What are we talking about? What's going on with you?
What's going on
Right?
with
What's going on with
you?
you? So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a lot though.
yeah. So
That's a lot. And if you
there,
have friends or if you have friends or relatives or anybody, you should refer them or not, share the show
yeah,
because we want to know what's going on with you.
right,
How does it feel? How are you? And when
yeah.
people ask you that, I know you're like, here we go. But we're really
No,
concerned.
and I don't sigh. I take it
Okay.
very much to heart
Okay.
that someone
Because
would
you're
really
strong.
want to
In
know.
my eyesight, I'm like, she's strong and she can do this. But then I'm thinking of myself, like, nah, I'd be over here somewhere crying. But okay,
And I become, I'm
know.
gonna go get Laura. Let me go get Laura.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, and I heard that word a lot.
Okay.
You are so strong. You are so, and I in my brain, I'm trying to figure out
What's that?
what, huh? Because I'm just going on day by day.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Because, okay, can I ask you this
yeah.
one thing? This is the thing that has worried me the most about you.
Good.
Okay. Yeah,
About
I
me.
do. I do. And I do pray for you
I
about
know.
this. How is it in the house by yourself? For those ladies who this has happened to, or men, how are you in the house by yourself?
Okay. It's not a problem.
Really?
It really is not a problem. Our house was a peaceful place to come to anyway.
Okay. Okay.
Right. And so I feel safe there.
Okay, you're safe.
Right.
You're not lonely.
Every now and then
Okay.
I
Okay.
may get lonely, but again, I got so behind on
I
all
don't
the
mean
work I had to do.
I don't mean to laugh
No,
at you,
but
but I
it's
look, I left you alone. Me and my book, we just left you alone.
and my clients, those of you who don't know, I'm a literary agent, as well as an author and
Yeah,
everything.
she
So I
is.
help these folks get their books published. That's one of the purposes.
Yeah,
right?
but I wasn't gonna
But
talk to
all
you
of
about
my
that right
all
now.
of my clients were just as sweet as sugar. They did not, hassle me about, wait, I'm ready to start my next book. And wait, you haven't pitched my book yet, or whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
anything about
Anything.
because that's awful to me. If
Yes.
you are dealing with God during that time, because now in I'm asking you this too, like, wow, how is it? It's like you and God during this time. It's like
Yeah.
that's the only way I can say it. It's
No,
like,
and that's
how
perfect.
are you,
And
you and him?
That is so perfect because, and here's another thing.
Lesson 2, 3, 4,
How
5.
are you with God now?
Yes.
How are you with God in whatever situation
Yeah.
you're in now?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
how are
you're
you
going to be with God
when you are alone?
when things change.
When things change.
No matter what the change may be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My relationship with God was one of that, that verse that says pray without ceasing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think of it like be in God's presence without ceasing.
Okay.
Have a mindset that God is always there.
Okay. He's
right?
always there. Yeah.
So whatever comes up,
yeah.
you can just ask him about it.
Yeah.
Tell him about it.
Mm-hmm.
Question him.
Question him.
Right? His shoulders are wide enough for you to cry on. Right? His chest is big enough for you to bang on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
okay.
he's cool.
He's cool.
With it. Think about you and your kids. Right?
Yeah.
And when your kids, especially toddlers, like little ones, they don't know what to do with their frustrations.
Right.
Right?
They have no clue.
They know they feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
And so they just start taking it out.
On you. And yeah, on you.
Right. On
They
you.
cry, they hit you, they scream,
Yeah.
they yell, they stomp their feet,
Right.
all that.
And what is your reaction to them?
You hug them. You hug them. You talk to them, but you really can't talk to them. Some things they understand.
Keep going with that.
Well, you keep talking to them. You're soothing them. You're trying to reason with them. You're like, okay, everything's gonna be all right. No, and then you also say to them, let it out. Come, you can. It's okay. You do all that, and you do that with God.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, that some people don't think of God like that.
Oh,
Like that kind of parent. See?
Yeah, but he is.
Yeah, you're used to maybe going to church on Sunday. Because that's where God is.
Yeah, on Sunday.
And that's where your relationship with God is.
And you can't have it like that.
Because there's just so much more.
Right, because what do you do if your relationship is like that before something like this happens?
Yes.
Then what is it when something happens?
Right.
Yeah, that's scary.
And see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Over the years, I have done my best to to grow a relationship with God that is every day.
Every day.
That's every day. James
then that's
died,
normal.
James died on a Tuesday. What, I'm supposed to wait till Sunday to deal with?
Yeah, no.
No.
No, you couldn't. You
No.
couldn't. No. Okay.
Right?
That makes sense. I get it now. I get it.
And so I can get mad with God. I can get frustrated with my situation, whatever. But then I think I would say this, I've grown past being a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
In my relationship with God.
Yeah.
Some of us are still
2
toddlers in our relationship with God. Right.
But you were like on fast track.
Yeah, you could tell a toddler.
Yes, you can.
A toddler Christian makes a lot of noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Are you making a lot of noise?
Are you?
I'm just saying. Self-evaluation is a good thing.
Self-evaluation.
Right? Okay, so
I?
Getting back. Maybe that's another show.
That's another
but getting back to how I'm doing, right?
Yes.
I'm doing okay, in the house. I'm starting to do some remodeling.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now it'll be my house.
Your house.
It was our house, right?
Now it's your house.
Now it's my house. He's not, never going to be out of my, soul.
Yeah. Out of your mind, out of your heart.
Right.
He's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, so doing a little bit of that.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the prayers of your friends, all the things that I heard old people say.
And they said a lot of stuff.
I'm going,
this is what they're talking about.
Yeah, they said things like, I could feel your prayers. I would always go,
yeah, what? What does that mean?
but now I get it.
Yeah, because many a night we were praying. Yeah. And many a night, folks, I wasn't calling you all the time, but when you came across, and that was a lot, I would start praying. Because some things, even as your friend, we don't know what to say. Right. During that season. Yeah. It's like, what do you say?
Right. And just being there and pray. That prayer is not just talking to the air.
I like that.
Okay?
Yeah.
And prayer is not just you saying things until you feel better.
Yeah.
And until you believe it.
Yeah.
No, prayer is an actual real conversation that you are having with God. And notice I said conversation.
Right.
Because at one point you need to shut up and listen.
Because if you shut up and listen, you can hear his voice.
You'll know that he's actually got something. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody and they're talking and you get a thought, right? But they just keep talking. And so you wait a little bit longer and you go, but
And they keep on going.
I believe we pray like that.
Yeah,
And-
he doesn't even have time to say anything to us.
And then we get up and leave.
Yep, that part. Yeah.
And just, as authors, right, we're imaginative creatives, right? And so I had this picture in my mind about, at the end of most of our prayer times, we get up and leave, and God is kind of going,
I had something else I wanted to say. I had something I wanted to say.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
but I also know, look, I did it. There's an example. There's an example. You know what? But I also think that when I'm praying, I'm sorry, that when you're praying, God is also like this. He'll be like, I'm going to let Sharon talk for a little while. I'm going to let her talk. And then sometimes he'll say, if you don't stop talking. And then you're like, ooh, okay.
or the words we didn't allow our kids to say, shut up.
Yes, shut up. And he will say that. I've heard it. Shut your mouth, Laura. Stop talking.
And let me talk.
Yes. And it's amazing what he says to you when you stop talking.
Or either let me talk or let me work.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
So I have been all right.
Okay.
Right? Because I was buoyed by the prayers of the saints.
Amen.
All during the time of James's illness and caretaking and then the hospice, all of that.
Yeah. I remember that.
People were praying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't remember doing a lot of praying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember having these, deep times, when I went away, because I couldn't go away. It was 24/7.
Right.
Right.
Well, I remember you saying that to me.
Mm-hmm.
You said that to me, that I haven't been praying. I said, because we're doing the praying.
Right.
We're praying. We're the ones that we were like, when we would call or we would text, we just break out into prayer. Okay, that's what we're doing.
Right.
That's what we're saying. So you didn't have to.
I didn't have to.
I mean, you had to, but you didn't have to. You know what we're saying.
You get it.
Yeah.
You get it. Think about when you pray, you go into the throne room of God.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And so I thought it was amazing that my friends would be in the throne room of God with all that's going on in their lives. Of course, they want to talk to God about themselves and their kids and their husbands and their finances or whatever. But they are also taking time to talk about me.
Right.
To God. That's rich. Right? I don't take that for granted.
Yeah.
And so,
because we couldn't even imagine you sitting at his bedside, holding his hand, talking to him, praying with him, talking to the kids. I couldn't, and I know the rest of us couldn't even imagine. So all we could do is reach out to God on your behalf.
And got me through.
Yeah.
Got me through that. Right?
Well,
because everything was not hunky-dory.
What you say?
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh. Well, you handle it with grace.
Yeah. But God's been good. So that's where I've been.
That's where you've been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just had to take the time.
Oh yeah.
That it would have taken.
Yeah. You had
and
to
then
take the time.
Afterwards.
You had to take the time.
Some of that will be on our next show, I think.
Yeah.
Because
there's a whole lot of stuff that happened, and there's a whole lot of stuff that's after, and there's a whole lot of stuff with them kids.
Okay.
Your kids, my kids, y'all's kids. There's a lot.
Right. Because
there's a lot.
We love our kids.
We do.
We thankful
to
God.
But they're not, I didn't see none of it coming. I didn't see none of it coming.
So, as I said, right, the thing about didn't see that coming is it won an award.
Yes, it did.
Yes, Book of the Year.
It did. Gosh, we've been gone forever.
Yes.
It did. Where's your sticker?
Yeah, I picked up one without the sticker. But, You'll want to get a copy of Didn't See That Coming, When How They're Living is Not How You Raise Them, for all of the people in your life who have adult children.
Because Christmas is coming already.
Right. Whether they have issues
Or not.
or not.
They have issues.
If you have kids who don't have issues, we want you on this show.
Right in.
Please
And come on. And come on the show.
Because you got to tell us how you're doing that. But for the rest of us.
Yes. I really want to know. I want to know.
Right. For the rest of us, you'll want to get copies of this.
Yes.
Now, I'm also talking about the other 2 books in the parenting series.
Yes.
Which is Raising Boys to Be Like Jesus, right? Those of you who have little ones and you want to do your best to start them out, right?
Right.
So you want to get that one. And then Boomerangs to Arrows, a godly guide for launching young adult children.
So that they don't boomerang back to you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And want to stay.
So you got the 3-book set. And I would love for you to go ahead and go to Amazon and order all 3 for yourself and then give them out as Christmas gifts, right?
Yes.
And so we'll talk about some other books and things like that. And because that's not all that we've been doing.
That's not all that we've been doing.
Because I'm going to ask Laura some stuff in the next show.
We got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Since James has been gone, God has told me to do stuff.
Yes, he has.
And
you have a purpose.
I do.
Even more than you already had.
And you have a purpose as well.
Yes.
And your purpose is to live a life that matters. Look at how
that matters.
That came right on back around.
All the way around.
Right. Because we're here for you. And we want you to know that God cares about you. He loves you. And please be with us. You won't want to miss what's been going on with you.
And you.
Part B.
Yeah.
Right. In our next show next week. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Dr. Sharon Norris Elliott.
And I'm Laura Simon.
Lady Laura. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.